I'm actually really annoyed with this entire thing about me Mutahar, and it's been driving me nuts. It's been driving me absolutely up a wall because we have Captain Muslim cosplayer in Hasan, right? And I think that this is so important to highlight, considering he called me Mutahar Uncle Tom, right? He called me Mutahar Uncle Tom. We'll go through the whole series of events here, right? We're going to start with this, where it all started with this YouTubers who backed the genocide. Now, this is incredibly important when we talk about this. This is going to be incredibly important later, about how these guys backed the genocide. Either they were quiet on that. In case of Turkey Tom here, he made like one joke about the whole situation. Very minimal, but he already doesn't like Turkey Tom, so he's going to lump him in there. Now, I don't know what Destiny has said on it, because I really don't pay that much attention to what Destiny has to say on the day-to-day, because I don't care about Destiny. But I do know me, Mutahar, had made one video criticizing Hasan, and now 4 months later, now that he's lumped in with these jabronis, all of a sudden he is anti-Palestine, right? He's this huge anti-Palestine guy, and so is Ethan, because, well, he's Jewish, so automatically, and his wife's Israeli, so automatically he's anti-Palestine, even though on numerous occasions he's came out and said how pro-Palestine he is. He's just not pro-terrorism. Wow, what a concept. You can be pro-atrocity happening, but not pro-terrorism. It's funny how that works, because in my mind, the way the shit is boiled into a giant poop bucket, the way it works for me, the whole situation here is you can, all I see people like Hasan doing is making normal, average day people look at you and think, wow, it's weird that all the people that are so outspoken about this are just supporting terrorism. And I think it makes it worse for the Palestinian conflict. I really think it does. Now, take this whole thread, for example. I get to watch other people's videos is all you're really good at, but try vetting out slander before promoting it, Hasan. This is very important, because we have to remember this is the guy that will put Bad Empanada up on his screen, even though Bad Empanada purposely moved to another country and is avoiding any liability because he can't be sued in that other country, and is willing to promote slander, like saying that Ethan Klein's kids are crawling around eating shit when that is blatantly false, causing a landslide of people from both Hasan and Denham's community to call CPS on him, which has turned this into way more of a thing. And then it goes on to, in your only bit on Gaza, you admit to not knowing about politics, which is fair. Not everybody is politically brain-rotted. You shouldn't be politically brain-rotted. If you get to the point where politics is your entire life, you're a fucking loser. I'm sorry. But you admit to not knowing about politics, try to cover the Israel-Palestine as drama and slop for centrist audience. No, he was covering you. He was covering you and supporting terrorism, which you blatantly do. You show terrorist propaganda to people unwillingly in the guise of their music videos when they're talking about murdering people. That's really what we're doing. And then defend Asmongold for inferior culture. He never defended him. Never once defended this motherfucker in that situation. In fact, he spoke out against it. It's just so fucking funny to me how Hasan will take any criticism against it and utilize the genocide going on in Gaza as a defense, which I think is disgusting. Oh, you get pulled into drama, Hasan? Well, there's a genocide going on about that. How about we talk about that instead of talking about me? So you're utilizing the death of other people to hide any sort of criticism against you, which I think is disgusting. You're utilizing the peril or the terror that goes on to other people to protect your ass for being a bad faith argument person. And right here, yes, I did not admit to being an expert on the topic. Didn't cover it as a drama since it isn't one. Serious situations with dead people and attacks happening every day. I just don't downplay rapes and sugarcoat violent organizations like you do. Also, didn't defend the Asmon vid. Boom. That is the best response, because the only person here who is utilizing a genocide and deaths of people as a defense is Hasan. He's a bad faith actor. Now, this is all very important because we have to know that Hasan for the last year has been cosplaying as a Muslim, and he's not really Muslim. There's no fucking way. Well, King Jiffy, aren't you Muslim? Barely. barely. I fucking converted. I got married. I still eat bacon. I don't really do Ramadan. I haven't really done much Muslim things, but like I know very minimal. My wife is way more formed than I am. She'll tell me when I'm being fucking retarded, which is constantly. I'm constantly fucking retarded. But I converted. I converted because I like my wife cares about her religion. She wants to like raise her kid up with some of the Muslim values. I'm cool with our Islamic values. I'm cool with that. I'm not ever gonna be the most religious guy. It's just how it is. They like I knew Mormons back in the day who like they were like baptized Mormon, but they didn't go to church and they really didn't like pray or anything. They were called Jack Mormons, so I guess I'm a Jack Muslim, right? And Hasan's worse than that because he just fucking is cosplaying, right? Dude's constantly spends all day eating on his streams during Ramadan. Yeah, you're really fucking Muslim, dude. You're like super fucking, they made a Muslim to Jew tier list. You were at the fucking top. Yeah, dude, you're really fucking Muslim. This is all cosplaying, bro, because this is the popular topic right now, so he can say he's Muslim to divert more criticism from him. He is utilizing a faith of other people to hide the fact that he can get any criticism thrown his way. Now, Muta is particularly insane because he's a victim of the same right-wing mobs that he often farms in his videos. He literally left Twitter because of vicious racism, which I think is pussy shit that he left Twitter. There was a meme going out there for a while where like Indians were like pooping a lot and like eating poop or something. It was cringe. It was fucking stupid, but they were jokes at the end of the day. I don't understand why Mutahar takes this shit way too seriously and just like gets like completely obsessed with what's going on online to the point that he lets it affect him. I don't let it affect me. I move on. I get bad comments. I get people angry at me. I move the fuck on. I think it's kind of funny when they get all spurred up and mad, but he fucking left because he was being a little pussy. But vicious racism, and here he is back again, only to farm more. Motherfucker, you went to Hajj. It's a pilgrimage to Mecca. It's like a really big deal. Like, if you're Muslim, you make a pilgrimage to Mecca. It's like part of the religion. But he actually went out and did this, right? He's like in with the sauce, bro. He's like fucking actually doing, like, you got the big black square right there that's in Saudi Arabia, right? Yes, I got the yes from my wife. So she's the fucking queen. She's the god. I love her more than anything. But it's a big deal. I don't know all the ins and outs because, like I said, I'm like a Jack Muslim. I converted for marriage, and I plan to learn more, but like now is not the time, right? But here he is, calling this motherfucker basic. They hate you more than me. He's basically saying that Mutahar, by criticizing Hasan, is a fucking Uncle Tom. Also, one final word on this whole thing. I don't understand why you bringing up my hedge while being the most Muslim cosplayer I've ever seen. I've made tons of video criticizing right-wing stupidity. Who's claiming that I want to be loved by neo-Nazis. I also don't like your kind either. And by your kind, he means people that are out here justifying terrorism, which only makes the Palestinian plight look worse. Like, I think it's not a hard thing to say that what the Palestinians are going through is bad. But by saying and not condemning the actions of like October 7th and everything, you're only making those people look worse. You're basically propping up bad actors. And when you do that, you end up lumping in the people that have nothing to do with those bad actors with the bad actors. I think it is a terrible thing to do. It is so easy to condemn those actions while still understanding and still saying that the Palestinian plight is awful. Now, again, I am not the most well-versed on the Palestinian-Israel conflict. It is not my cup of tea. I don't spend time fucking every day researching everything. But I think that it is very important to say, just from a normal, rational position, that if you're out here saying that, the Houthis and fucking Hamas are good and based, that is the wrong perspective to have. I think that should just be blatant common sense. But here he is lying about him, saying that he's fucking not, he's like kind of an insult to his heritage. Bro, this is disgusting. This is fucking gross. This is gross. And what's even funnier about this, and why I bring this up, and why I put this into perspective, is because you look at here, you're into genocide here, and he's bringing up the video from 4 months ago where he was talking about how they were just okay with him putting terrorist propaganda on Twitch. And you using damn genocide to protect his ass from drama. He's using a genocide to fucking hide. He's hiding behind a genocide so that it makes Muta look like he's pro-genocide, just to divert the drama away from him. And that's gross. That's gross. You're using dead bodies so that you don't get into fucking internet drama. You're a great person, Hasan. You're into genocide here. This was your only video on the topic. It downplayed and ran defense for Asmon's takes, while the bulk of your community revolved around how evil the pro-Palestinian streamers were from clips that you compiled off of Snark Reddits. I got stumbled there because I got a little worked up. Because I'm just like, the 990k views though, it's so fucking stupid. He uses Snark Reddits, he uses Destiny, he uses genocide, anything he can to play the victim. He plays this victim mentality so fucking perfect. He uses straw man tactics, he uses diversion, he uses everything, he gaslights people, and he just constantly does this, all under, I'm gonna be the victim and you're the bad guy. It's like, it's almost as if the bulk of the commentary matched the what the video was titled or centered around. Twitch allowing violent and unfiltered rhetoric around your camp on its platform. The clips were actually sourced from the creators who streamed them. Basically saying, go fuck yourself. You're fucking pathetic, Hasan, by utilizing the, trying to divert to say that it came from one of these fucking subreddits that don't hate you. It's pathetic. This is pathetic ass thing. And what's so funny about this? What's so hilarious? The fact that not that long ago, and I pulled up the nuke here, but we're going to listen to Hasan on the Uyghur genocide in China. Now remember who the Uyghurs are. You see, the Uyghurs are a Chinese Muslim group. Their goal is to destroy everyone. The Uyghur camps detain detainees alleged systemic rape. Women in Chinese re-education camps for Uyghurs have been systematically raped and sexually abused, tortured, according to the detailed new accounts obtained by the BBC. You may find some of the details of this story distressing. Now, we could go through all of this and read all of this, but I don't want to do that to you guys. It's gross. It's despicable. We're looking at a re-education camp, and there was so many reports coming from them, and I know that just having the re-education camps be there is one thing and horrible, and the fact that they were like moving them out of the way of shots for the Disney fucking Mulan movie so they could film in China. Well, yeah, don't worry. These people, they're not really people. We can move these dirty Muslims out of here. Don't worry. We're the Chinese government. But you see, Hasan supported these guys. Why? Because China-based. Because China is communist. But this is your super pro-Muslim guy. This is the guy that cares so much about the Muslim people.
And most disturbingly, a complete whitewashing of the Chinese genocide against their Muslim minority group, the Uyghurs.
Really,
don't they have Uyghur death camps? Is that...
It's not a death camp. They were re-education camps, and they are no longer in operation.
Is that
according
true?
to the Associated Press?
Okay, I saw this crazy documentary, and I don't know. I don't know the surrounding narrative or anything about it, but it was about there was doctors in the area. They would be able to procure organs.
No, no.
I'm telling you, they were in China with
okay. That one is like Shenyun.
They're like,
Falun
we can
Gong.
get you an organ from a Uyghur. But why is that? Is that really that crazy?
The Associated Press quietly fucking wrote an article that didn't get a lot of coverage in mainstream media about how, like, okay, well, you know, all the concentration camps have been closed now. Like, all the re-education camps are closed now in fucking Xinjiang, and it's like very different vibes in Xinjiang, and now, you know, it's the tourism hour.
Let's see what the Associated Press actually had to say about this. These are all AP articles from the last 2 years. UK independent body reports China committed genocide in Xinjiang. China sanctioned a US research firm and 2 individuals over a report about the human rights violations in Xinjiang.
It's the tourism hour.
To China's fury, UN accuses Beijing of Uyghur rights abuses.
Tourism hour.
Uyghur County in China has the highest prison rate in the world. 1 in 25 people is in a Chinese prison.
It's the tourism hour.
48 Uyghurs detained in Thailand for almost 11 years are on hunger strike to protest their imminent deportation to China, where they face imprisonment or execution.
Not only does this AP article seem not to exist, reading the AP proved exactly the opposite. Hasan has happily eaten up the Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to his mainstream audience.
So what I want everybody to know after watching that clip, after seeing this and what has gone down, that you see right here, plain as day, and I know you're saying, oh, you pulled it from the content nuke, you pulled it from this. He's gone out on hundreds of occasions and talked about how pro-fucking China he is. How pro-China he is because China's cool and based and communist. Right? China's, oh, dude, look how fucking cool and based China is because they're communists. But then you pull up shit like right here, how fucking we have China forcefully harvests organs from detainees in tribunal. Council concludes China organ transplant trade is worth $1 billion a year, according to a tribunal. This story contains some details that some may find distressing. Some might find this might hurt their little fucking feelings. But let's just remember, this is pro fucking Muslim, super Muslim Hasan. He's a Muslim hero. When they made their Muslim to do tier list, he was super Muslim. If they could have given him a super Muslim mark, they would have. But this is the motherfucker who pretended that a fucking genocide of Muslims in China wasn't happening. We're gonna like skim over that. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. When right here we can see, this is June 18th, 2029, from London. The organs of members of marginalized groups detained in Chinese prison camps are being forcefully harvested, sometimes when parents are still alive. An international tribunal sitting in London has concluded. Some of the more than 1.5 million detainees in the Chinese prison camps are being killed for their organs to serve a booming transplant trade that is worth $1 billion a year, concluded the China Tribunal, an independent body tasked with investigating organ harvesting from prisoners of conscience in the authoritarian state. Forced organ harvesting has been committed for years throughout China on significant scale. The tribunal concluded in its final judgment Monday the practices of its unmatched wickedness on a death basis. Now, I know I'm kind of shitty at reading sometimes. I get pretty dyslexic when it comes to a lot of shit. I have to read over things quite a few times because of my dyslexia. It's just so fucking insane to me that we can look here. In 2014, state media reported that China would phase out the practice of taking organs from executed prisoners. Instead, it would rely instead on national organ donation system. The Chinese Ministry of Foreign Aid on Tuesday was not immediately available for content. I mean, it's just so gross that they were like, well, I mean, we said in 2014 it's not okay, but now we decided because they're dirty Muslims we can do it. That's basically like, if you want to use the same type of rhetoric, I'm using the same type of rhetoric Hasan would use by talking about the atrocities that happened to the Palestinian people, right? But he won't use that same fucking energy to protect these people. Well, because communism based. You're a fucking clown. You're a fucking cum gobbler. You're a piece of shit, dude. You're a cum falcon. Nobody fucking cares. You were anti-giggity schmoodle. And I think I want every fucking person who might watch this video and might look at this and be like, well, he's doing this, he's cherry picking. Shut the fuck up. Just remember that the guy that you're talking about right now, he's only caring about this. The only reason he gives half a fucking shit about this whatsoever is because it's politically expedient now. It's what his fan base wants to talk about. It's the side they sit on. And so, oh, well, obviously I've always been the super Muslim, dude. This is like the same time period where he's like, oh, I'm pro-Muslim, but then he like downplays the fucking bullshit, dude. He downplays all of it because China based. I hate this, dude. I hate this. He has the audacity to call Mutahar fucking Uncle Tom when he's out here when he's out here fucking being fucking just a liar. He's a liar. He's cosplaying. He's grifting. He's lying to you guys, pretending like he's actually this complete fucking Muslim Superman, when all he is somebody who cares now because he knows that it will get him attention. And he can utilize this to say all of his other bullshit. He can go on different tirades about how much he hates the right and shit, which if you don't like the right, that's fine. I'm like, I don't care what side of the political aisle you are on, but to have like these insane views and support people like Hamas and the Houthis and pretend like when you get criticism, you can use a genocide to block shit. But then a few years ago, you were just fully willing to fucking downplay a genocide. Like, this is insane, dude. This is absolutely insane. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Maybe you guys can understand how you can just sit here and look at the fact that their goal is to destroy everyone. It's like there's systematic rapes going on. He's denying that these rapes happened. He's denying that these were as horrible as they were. But he doesn't want to talk about that now because now he is Muslim. Now he does care. And I think this is what more people need to be talking about. A lot of people want to get into the, oh, Hasan sucks. And I get that. But then you're just like you're not actually hitting the real issue. You're not hitting the fact that he's willing to go out of his way to pretend that he's this thing. And then take down other people that don't agree with him and utilize their religion to help him take them down. I mean, what type of fucking little furry taint and bullshit are we dealing with here? I think even fucking Sensitive Society made a video on Hasan recently, and I'm betting money it has to do with like his bullshit house or his other things, right? But I don't feel like anybody's actually like made the correlation that this dude spends his whole day cosplaying as a Muslim and how pro-Muslim he is, while he literally denied and fucking put to the back burner an entire genocide. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't even know what this video is about, but like, let's just put it on.
With the Gucci bag, got my Prada kicks.
This guy is real. Hasan defends his house purchase to a chatter, and I quote, "It's a single family."
This is about him fucking talking about how his house is a single family home. It's not. I don't care about what his house is. It's just his hypocrisy is everywhere. I mean, we've seen the hypocrisy when it comes to being a Muslim. You look at his hypocrisy with like, oh well, I'm socialist, and it's like he buys like an $8 million house. Like, yeah, dude, it's a grift. It's a fucking grift. How can people not see that he's a fucking grifter? They call people, he sits out here and calls people like Asmongold a grifter and a Nazi, right? He's willing to label all these people as these things, right? He uses like all these buzzwords and all this bullshit to paint everybody in a bad light while sitting here and being a fucking grifter. Like, how else can we see this? How else can I see this other than audience captured? There's no other reason why. I don't know what else to say at this point, because like I don't understand how anybody can sit here and like defend a man who's this fucked up. Like he fucking downplayed the rapes that happened on October 7th, pretended like, and acts like what had happened on October 7th wasn't a bad thing, acts like it was a total win when it was an atrocity. I think it is fair to say that's an atrocity, and what's happened to the people in Gaza is a travesty and an atrocity as well. You can sit and have both of those positions. You can have a rational, logical look that say, just because people died here doesn't mean that bombing citizens or civilians over here is okay. Both is bad. You can say both is bad. It is okay to say both is bad, but his audience doesn't want to hear that, so he says the drastic shit. And when people call it out, he then utilizes the death of another people to fucking pretend that that shit wasn't as bad as it was. And I think that's fucking disgusting. I mean, it's just constantly utilizing everything he can. He's basically a fucking drama tuber at this point. We saw that with the Asmongold clips. We've seen it now. He just utilizes whatever he has at his disposal in his little fucking brainlet arsenal to cover the fact that he's a piece of shit. To hide the fact that to buy into this mental delusion he has that he is some serious political like pundit when he's not. He's fucking not, dude. all of the things that have accumulated into the situation, and how we're sitting here and I see people defending him, and while he's calling actual fucking Muslims Uncle Tom, I feel like I'm more Muslim than Hasan, and I'm the most jack of all Muslims. I'm the most jack of all Muslims. Like, I'm Muslim in name, is basically, and I'm more Muslim than Hasan. When I converted to Islam, right, I remember during this time period, because I was still kind of like, I'd been dating my wife for a very long time, and throughout this, I started seeing what was happening to the Uyghurs in China, and I thought it was disgusting. I was like, how can you just lump a bunch of people because they're of a certain religion and into internment camps because you just don't agree with them? Like, that's gross. Like, there's actual fucking gross ass shit going on in China, and you pretended it didn't happen because communism. It's the fucking intelligence of like a third grader. It's the political depth of a child. And we're sitting here acting like he's profound. Like he's actually a serious talking head in the political space. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. But, yeah, like, subscribe, whatever. I'm done with that.